Welcome to the Vale, a rare bastion of civilization in a world recuperating after a terrible, centuries-long war. Though the battles ended 200 years ago, the land still recovers from this period of tumultuous strife and slavery. Join now the defenders of the Vale as they navigate a world riddled with opportunity and tragedy, all the while seeking glory, gold, and adventure.
You guys have lost Basil. Well, Basil lost himself due to stupidity. And you guys were kind of getting together, starting to chat about how to do that. Ideas about finding dragons were talked about. Request, you guys bugged Nita to find them. Came up with an idea. She's going to reach out to him. She had like a beaded necklace. Broke a bead. Brack offered a reward from Abel for finding the 3 triangles of power. Totally not a Triforce. Mm-hmm. You guys went to the place where you first met Abel's throne, and a guy. Basil, you remember his name?
I remember him as Frankie.
It works. Frank gave you guys items, gave you bags of random amounts of gold and items, and then haggled with you if you wanted to trade those for something else. Some of you guys did some haggling, some of you guys did some buying. Some of you guys are very happy with what you got. Some of you guys got the low end because of dice roll. It happens. You got stuff. You came back to the end. Lots of drinks were had. People with skulls next to their name are all poisoned from alcohol poisoning. And we have a new drinking champion of the Vale.
True, I remember that.
I'm going to cast Minor Illusion to create a wrestling belt, and I'm going to carry it around on my shoulder for a while.
Action. So, it's bright and early the next morning. Earlier than some of you like. All of you with a skull and crossbones over you. You are inconvenienced by a mild headache and extremely thirsty for water. Not beer, not ale, not wine. Water. It's the next morning. Birds are chirping over the Vale. What do you guys want to do?
Simulacrum Grok is going to roll over and go back to sleep.
Oh, what's the name of that pyramid town with the really good water?
And I shout, Die Boldar!
Don't shout! And no, Boldar was near there. The pyramid, I don't think we ever found out the name to that pyramid empire, whatever it used to be.
I don't even think I would have remembered it.
We were presented with a golden opportunity to name it then.
Loss.
I suggest Blue Water Town.
It doesn't work. The water changes colors.
This is so original. Master of the words.
Forget it. I'm just going down to the bar for water.
And I shout, What?
Just because you spent last night with Matilda instead of being here drinking, don't give you the right to be yelling.
I really hate you.
Much agreed, little man. Can you keep the noise down?
Oh.
I think you would need some holes in you. Don't you think? Look, there's no holes there.
No, I don't think the headache is going to leak out.
You sure?
Positive, regretfully.
Look, just because you played doctor with Matilda doesn't mean you're a medical expert.
What
the other showman said.
Who was that?
You don't recognize
he walks
Brett?
out in a Speedo, a house robe, which is not closed very well in the front, and floppy slippers.
What?
Somebody please draw a goblin in slippers.
So you guys come down the stairs to the bottom floor to the bar room of the Humble Beginnings. You see Nina sitting slunched over, her elbow on the bar, her face in her hand, clearly annoyed by just a string of words that she doesn't even have a chance to interrupt.
Having a headache, Howie?
She looks at you and goes, I will end you.
Oh, I know.
She goes, hey, the silly, why don't you ask him about his girlfriend? And you see a fellow halfling who's got a kind of yellowish, copperish tint to him. Very nice clothes, very immaculate. He comes up to you and goes, Oh my God, you guys are supposed to be sleeping with the alchemist, right? So how's that going? What is that like? I mean, she looks really old. Hopefully she has magic. She looks younger than that, right? Like, you're not just sleeping with some really old lady, are you? Because that would be ridiculous. Hopefully that's not the case. Is that the case? Is that the case? What's going on? You got to give me the deets, man. What's the cheese, man?
Yeah, she does that very well, you know. First of all, what is the most impressive thing? It's what she does with her fingers, man. You wouldn't believe the
Okay,
things
that's
she
enough for
does.
me. I'm out of here. This guy is weird. I don't know why you told me to ask him that. Dear God. And he hops back
I
up
don't
on the
know why
bar.
you guys act like this. Whenever you ask, normally I don't answer, and I want to give you all the answers, and you all flee and go away. That's so pathetic.
All right, what's anybody else doing?
I lean over to Roland and I go, so, are there any druid spells that involve unscrewing one's own ears?
No, but I can make you forget.
Oh,
You-
please.
You're gonna forget a lot of stuff though if I do it.
Very bold of you to assume I remember anything.
Yeah, maybe another time.
Has everybody made their way down to the bar here?
Scandal, if you don't want to hear, I can help you with that.
I think I'm getting to the point where I don't want to hear anymore. Who was that?
Hey, Nordok, this guy right here, his name is Scandle. He wanted to talk to you. He had questions.
He's rethinking his opinion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, hi. My name is Nordok. They call me the Silly. I'm an ancient dragon. I've done a lot of things. I was trapped in water with these wells. These people came over and saved me. It's been a ridiculous race. I was just curious. What do you want? What do you need to know? What do you want to know? You got questions, deep questions, arcane questions, silly questions? You got new jokes? Let's go.
I'm choosing deafness.
Scandal just looks at this halfling, and his eye starts twitching. Not quite rage, just utter disbelief at what's happening this morning. Are you well?
I'm great. Super fantastic, excellent, muy excelente, muy fantástico. Yo está bien. How are you?
I don't know what he's saying, and he's terrifying me.
So, where's the...
He said he loves you.
Well, that's true. I do love a lot of people, but I haven't quite met him yet. But I'm going to go ahead and say I probably love him anyway. Right, he's a pretty attractive looking guy, whatever. Anyway, where's that flippy flexible one? Where's that Basil at? The 11 herbs and spices? What's that? 11 herbs and spices?
Yes. Quite unfortunately, I do believe that's the reason. Who are you?
I introduced myself a second ago. I said my name is Nordok. Nordok. I said it slow like you people like to talk to. Come on. Tell me about Basil. Where's he at? What's going on? What's going on, man? Where's everybody at?
Basil went after the blue.
Did it get missed that I said I was casting deafness on Scandal?
Can you take that, Scandal?
I will. I mean, I guess I have to make a Constitution saving throw, right?
Unless you fail it. Do you want that?
He said that he doesn't want to hear right now.
It would probably be preferable, but I'm gonna roll and see rather than just accept it. Or I rolled an 11.
You just see this tiny, well-dressed, kind of glowing with power halfling. His mouth is flapping at 1,000 miles a minute, and you don't hear anything. And I think you're pretty happy about this.
Yeah, this has helped.
All I see is this Scandal dude waving his head, saying yes, 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 and just nodding at the other dragon, and the dragon keeping on talking and stuff like that. It's just so hilarious.
Exactly. He's just nodding along yep, true. I agree with all the things that you're saying, yep.
All right, so Nordok will continue talking for quite some time. What is everybody else doing while Scandal is entertaining Nordok in the only feasible way possible?
When Nordok asked about Basil, I did come up. Well, I was trying to come up to say that Basil had gone after the blue, and I was wondering if Nordok reacted to that.
So you walked up to him and you said he went up to the blue?
Yeah, Basil went after the blue. I can't say his name.
He's gonna stop and go, ugh. The dragon?
The same.
Is he stupid?
Quite possibly, but that's beside the point.
We are currently trying to figure that out.
Yes, he's very stupid. Why would he go after the blue? He's a really old dragon. He's one of the toppest. He's one of the second or third most powerful blue dragon that exists. He's one of the named dragon lieutenants. If you were to take all the blue dragons and put them on an army, he'd be one of the guys in charge.
Wow, that sounds good or bad. Scandal being unable to hear, but seeing that he's stopped moving his mouth for a second.
So yeah, Blue's got Basil prisoner right now somewhere.
Are you sure he's alive? There's no way he can be alive. Blue does not like prisoners for very long.
He was last time we checked, but it's been a day or two.
Oh. Nordok looks very disappointed at Nina. You didn't want to talk. You wanted me to find the blue for you. All right. Well, which one of you is a magic user? I see you, the turtle.
The Grok points at the other Grok.
He looks at the right Grok and he goes, I see you, a turtle.
Onyx raises his hand.
Put your hand down. You're not a magic user.
I use magic.
No. And is Finnileas in there?
He is not.
Abijan uses magic.
Your magic's on Lynn, though. Your magic comes from a higher power.
I do some too
fine.
if you want to know.
Where's the, what I need right now is I need the guy who opens the teleportation circles and stuff like that. If you can find him and bring it back to me, I got a thing that might be able to help you find the blue. Once you guys find him, come back, let me know. I'll be here. I'm going to be talking to Nina. Also, I have a price that I'm going to extract for giving you this information. And I think that price is very fair. This guy, who currently received the deafness spell, has to spend a week with me where I can just talk to him about whatever I want. He can't use any deafness spells. He just listen and take it.
Deal.
Yeah, that sounds great or bad.
Yep, we're good with that.
Scandal looks around and sees people nodding, and he nods along, like, yes, yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. So I'll be over here. Let me know when you're ready. And he goes and sits down.
Presuming my deafness is worn off, I scratch at my ear and I go, well, supposedly that went quite well.
That went really well. He's gonna help us. We just gotta go find Finn.
To
Perfect.
a little bit of time, you guys look, you find Finn, you bring him back, poof, Finnileas is here.
That was the only form of payment he asked for, too, was to find Finn.
Right. Well, that's certainly amicable.
All right, when Finn comes in, Finn, you walk in and you see a halfling who feels familiar to you, although you've never seen the halfling look this way. And but you quickly, without even making a check, recognize the halfling through his current vomit of dialogue being thrown at Nina.
I notice, and without skipping a beat, turn around and begin heading the other direction again.
No, wait, I'm Finnileas. Why there's so many Finnileases? Listen, you got to find the thing, and I have a thing that I think you can help find the Basil, but I need you to come over and take the thing.
Oh,
He needs you to take the thing, Finn.
Yeah, do it.
I will approach and offer my hand out for the thing.
All right. Here you go. He opens a pouch and he pulls out a few things. He pulls out a very big ruby gem and he puts that into your hands, Finn, and that looks very valuable. He pulls out what looks to be a rather large dragon tooth. And he hands that to you, and you're kind of juggling as he's just giving you these things quickly. Like he talks, he's just giving you things. It's a rather large dragon tooth. And he pulls out 4 kind of almost dulled blue, really big dragon scales. And he kind of puts them all in your hand. Go ahead and give me a dexterity check for some reason. Okay, that'll work. You got a 21 on your dexterity save. So you get all the stuff. You manage to keep it all juggled and in your hands. And he goes, okay, great. I happen to know a spell, which we could probably open up a portal to his place because he doesn't really have any doors in or out. The guy's a really big jerk. But me and my brothers have kind of hunted him around before, so I've had to find him a few times. Me being the crafty, smart, super awesome, amazing, fantastical, powerful dragon that I am, I managed to keep this idea that I would possibly need to find him in the future. Problem is when you find him, you're going to find him. And I need you to stay here to keep the door open.
Did he just say he was a dragon?
Oh, you didn't know? He says that very slow on purpose.
Scandal just cocks his head and says, no, continue. I'm processing.
He says it very slow. He says it obnoxiously slow so you don't miss it. He kind of looks at you and he's got a kind of a gnarly smile on his face and he goes, I'm a big dragon.
I would perhaps look you up and down to reassess that statement, but I'm already looking at all of you, so.
Wow.
Please don't transform into humble beginnings.
Essentially, Finnileas, what he's saying is, well, give me an Arcana check. Let's see how well you understand what he said.
Okay, 25.
You understood it very well. What if 35? How close to too smart? I'm gonna have to send some dumb things or some things to make you dumber. Essentially, he can channel a portal into his lair. He just needs your help to do it. Essentially, keeping you busy to keep the door open so they can come home.
All right, that sounds perfect, actually.
Is Sue updated and ready to go?
I'm not sure.
His sim can do it while the rest of them go.
And then while he's doing that, he looks at you, Scandal, and goes, "Oh, by the way, did you understand what the agreement was for me to do this? Did you understand the price that you agreed to pay whenever you're using that deafness spell, so you didn't have to listen to me, but you're nodding like an idiot?"
Yes, they said that we just had to bring you Finnileas.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but you agreed to a price as well.
God goes, don't tell him.
Don't tell him what. What did I agree to?
He laughs and goes, "Well, for the next couple of weeks after we get your buddy back, you've got to sit here in this bar and listen to me talk about everything I want to for as long as I want to talk. And boy, let me tell you, I don't have to sleep that much. So I hope you're ready to stay awake for a really long time, listen to Gab about everything. And hopefully you take notes and pay attention because you might learn something. No spells. You have to hear it."
So, what I'm gathering is that torture is a common pastime amongst most dragons.
Sure.
In my experience, yes.
Might I remind you that we're not retrieving my buddy, so technically...
Technically what? You still agreed. You agreed.
Yes, but I have very important things to do, and I'm still thinking of a loophole.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know I could ask your boss, and your boss will say yes. I can ask both of your bosses, actually, because I'm talking to one of your bosses right now, and I know your secret other boss really well. So I could probably get permission from both of them to get you to stay here for even longer than 2 weeks. How does a year sound?
I look over to Nina, and I give her the most please God no face I can possibly muster.
She goes, "How does a year sound?"
Far too long.
2 weeks is a lot better in perspective, isn't it?
I hate it here. Look, we'll discuss terms after we retrieve your missing spices. How about that?
No, unless you have better terms. We've made an agreement.
I think you should honor your agreement.
Please, when have you ever known me to honor anything?
Hey, Scandle, just so you know, I'm an ancient dragon. Ancient dragons spend a lot of time living around things, and I have spent a lot of time with magic. Now, just so you know, I can dispel, cancel, counterspell, and interrupt all sorts of illusions and trickeries which you might be trying to do to get rid of me. Also, I'll chain you down.
In my experience, he's not lying.
Is that perhaps a trait of all dragons, to see through illusions and whatnot?
No, some.
Continuing to wonder why Abel has subscribed me to
Honestly,
this mission.
Honestly, illusions might work well on a white dragon, but you're going to have to really be crafted with it. And the older the white dragon, the less of the chance. And when they find out you've been doing illusions, they're going to be so pissed. You better be ready to punch them in the snout.
This is why I don't usually handle these types of jobs. When you say listen to you speak about whatever, does that involve perhaps interesting topics, or do you not know any of those?
Oh, did you just insult me?
No, I was asking a question.
I know a lot of stuff about a lot of things.
Quite. Is being quiet amongst those things?
Nope. I'm the least quiet person that's ever existed on this planet.
Arguably not even a person, a dragon, but...
Okay, well, I didn't realize I was going to be talking to a racist. That's going to make the conversation a lot more about civil rights and morality and equality.
Quite. I turn to Grok this time and I go, "Is this your fault? Did you know this was going to happen? Is this why you deafened me?"
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm planning something else entirely.
I'll have you know, I know very well how to hold a grudge.
With 2 hands.
Exactly. No, what? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, now that that's done, I have good news and bad news, and I'm so sorry, but Finnileas is not going to be able to go with you on this mission. He's going to have to stay here and keep your escape plan open.
Why can't we just bring another Finnileas?
No.
There's like 1 billion of them.
The totality of his consciousness is going to be focused on this one thing. Do you want to be able to come out of the portal? Do you want to be stuck in an ancient blue dragon land with your buddy Basil?
Ancient blue dragon lair.
I mean, arguably, we have other ways of leaving.
It's okay. I understand you're pretty simple. But let me explain it to you this way. No, you don't.
Right, is this another one of those countering magics things?
You're under the lair of an ancient blue dragon who's been attacked and besieged by other ancient dragons many, many times, and yet has managed to survive. He's tricky, he's crafty, he's a pain in the ass, and he's got ideas.
Does he have a front door?
And he sounds like he's exactly like me.
Hey, Nordok.
But one's a turtle, one's a dragon.
I'm not a turtle. I'm a dragon turtle born.
He pats you on your head. Okay. What do you need, Onyx?
Can you talk like that while you're drinking water?
I don't know. He gets a big old cup of water and he starts drinking. He goes, "Oh my god, isn't this great? This doesn't slow me down by talking down in one bed. I can talk and drink at the same time. I could probably fart while I'm doing this too. You guys want to see that?"
I don't see how that would count.
Yeah, actually, I want to see that.
Can you hop on one foot and rub your stomach at the same time while you're patting your head?
Okay. You guys are all being jerks. Hold on a second. Me and Finnileas are going to go do things. And me and Finnileas are going to leave.
And I'm drinking water.
Trying to talk? Or are you going to start spitting water everywhere?
After I get some water in, I probably will try to do the same thing because he did it. And fail miserably.
Awesome. You spit water everywhere, all over the floor. The bartender goes, "Hey, what are you doing to my floor?" I don't know what voice that was or what character that is, but that guy just popped up out of nowhere, and that's the bartender right now.
Hey, Donk has to take a break every once in a while.
Hey, Mario. Haven't seen you in a while. Just help cleaning the floor.
Yeah, there's a mop in the closet where you left it, you jerk.
I really hate it here.
Idiot. That guy's mad because every time he comes in here and hits on the girls, they say no.
Don't hit on anyone.
I can present you Matilda. She's pretty open about it.
Oh, please, Ren. She's only got eyes for you. But I think that might be because she can't look up.
Eyes, yes, but she does have fingers and feet and, all the stuff.
All right, and then soon after, a familiar face saunters in through the front door of the Humble Beginnings, and that would be Sue.
I remember you, or do I?
Well, I remember you.
Okay, so I do remember you. Good.
It's reassuring. And who might this be?
That's Sue.
Oh, hello, Sue.
Hello.
It's Scandle.
Scandle.
Sue, this is our new friend Scandle.
Incorrect.
Scandle, this is a boy named Sue.
Did you know, guys, that Sue in Halfling meant drunk?
That implies that
It's
Nick
not
speaks
written the
French.
same way, but it does mean the same thing, phonetically speaking.
Right, well then he certainly missed out last night. And what is this person named Sue doing here?
Oh, I hear that you have lost another one of you. I'm here to help.
Another one? Well, does this happen often?
Finnileas just nods.
It's kind of a theme.
Quite.
Last time we found a foot.
It was a
And-
leg.
Yeah.
It
That
was
was
a
good.
leg.
It was attached to a foot.
Well, we're about to venture into a dragon's lair, so I would imagine finding a foot would be quite the bounty.
Yeah, I don't know. It startled me.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you find one of your best friend's foot on the ground. Wouldn't you be
Not
like,
attached to their body, one presumes.
yeah, that's kind of the point.
Well, that does sound lovely. I do not think I wish to inquire more about this situation, because it honestly sounds like you wouldn't give a very good description. It sounds very gross.
Scandal, you don't seem like you understand the meaning of the word lovely.
Oh, I'm well acquainted with its meaning.
Well, you didn't use it correctly, so I thought I would ask.
My apologies.
So, you get an update from one of the Council of Finns that in about 5 hours the portal's going to be ready.
Oh, 5 hours.
Yep.
If you're bored, you can either sit here and talk to Nordok, or I'm going to be going to the over to the blacksmith over there and hanging out for a bit if you want to join me.
Neither of those activities sound at all enticing.
But we get to hit stuff.
I
With a
think
really
I'm going to
big
go
hammer.
upstairs.
Damn, you're such a jerk. I mean, really missing Basil here.
Yes, well, I am too, because once you get Basil back, that means I can leave.
Yeah, it means that as well. I mean, you're kind of funny from time to time, but most of the time you're one of the most disagreeable people I've never met. I mean, I used to be the number one, and now you cannot outshine me like this.
I can, I will, and I have.
Might have to kill you.
At this point, perhaps I would ask you to. Especially
do
if we
we
don't
need to
find your
put-
friend here.
Do we need to put it in writing, or make some sort of contract to make sure you don't chicken out at the end, or can I just
No.
stab you now?
Look, you're talking as though my life's in my own hands. You'll have to ask Abel about all that.
I would ask you to articulate when you spit out words.
I don't spit. It's not very classy, is it? And as you can tell, I'm a
Well-
man of great class.
Yeah, definitely like the lowest possible.
I don't know what you're talking about. Plenty of people have called me a classhole before.
Yeah, that's pretty much why you don't understand what I'm talking about, because you never got the second sense of the sentence.
I'm getting the feeling that a few of you don't really like me very much.
I don't know why. I like you plenty.
Well, thank you.
His name's Scandle, not Plenty.
It can be whatever you like.
Okay, so now it's whatever you like. Okay. Man of many names.
Yes.
I don't want to rush anybody, but wasn't there a plan to save Basil in motion?
Yes,
What?
in about another 4 hours and 50 some odd minutes, Ren.
Oh, so I really have to listen to him for the next 4 hours.
Yeah, there's a little bit of time to kill.
Well,
As long as we got time to kill. Sue, where have you been?
I think I'm gonna accompany the Hackman to the smith.
Oh, I've been here and I've been there and I've been around.
Is it safe to say that you've been everywhere?
Man.
I don't know about everywhere, but yeah.
Could you perhaps randomly name places you've been in sort of a, I don't know, rhythmic fashion?
You want me to sing a song about where I've been?
Yes, please.
That
Oh,
would be
please, no.
wonderful.
It doesn't sound like something that's going to happen.
But I'm sure it would be a hit and people would love it.
Hey, do you know why the Invisible Man turned down the job offer? He couldn't see himself doing it. That's me in this situation.
You
Not
should
one of you
stick
people
to
is
singing,
tolerable.
not stand up.
Bobby John doesn't think you're invisible because she can see you right now.
No, you can't. I'm invisible. I've trained very hard on this. If I stand perfectly still for long enough, I turn invisible.
It's not at all how that works. Completely wrong. False.
I knew a guy that could turn invisible if everybody closed their eyes around him. He hung out with this lady whose dead father lived in a rock.
I don't even understand how to comprehend that.
Sounds like somebody that's related to Onyx.
I forgot he was a rock man.
Sometimes you feel like a rock. Sometimes you don't.
Okay, well, I'm going to be honest, the small talk is killing me, so perhaps whilst you lot do something, I'm going to go shopping in preparation for going after this Basil fella. I would offer for any of you to join me, but I really don't want you to.
Well, I'll probably see you at the blacksmith, so bye.
You will not! And then he snaps his fingers and turns into someone else and then walks out of the humble beginnings.
And Onyx goes ahead and goes to the blacksmith since he has some time to toy around with some metal.
Let's do that actually. Let's use that to pass the 5 hour. And we'll go ahead and start with Onyx. Onyx, you've got a lot of stuff we've been talking about doing, like in between whispers and stuff. And there has been some progress towards the thing going under the ground. Do you want to deal with that or the blacksmith? Or both? And how do you want to do what?
Both if we have time, because the blacksmith, I'm basically just gonna be finishing up 2 little small halberds I was making for my kids. So I was gonna be finishing that up with that, and then I'll go check on the status of the underground.
What type of armor do you wear?
Rock.
I was gonna say it.
Power on the rock.
I don't wear any.
I'm barbarian. My skin is my armor.
Okay, so you go to the blacksmith and you spend a little bit of time hammering out the halberds. Go ahead and give me a blacksmithing check. Go ahead and roll your tools, your blacksmithing tools.
26.
You started out thinking you'll make some nice little neat almost toys for the kids, but you made 2 small, fully functioning halberds for them. Your kids will be able to murder just like their papa.
Awesome.
All right, as you're about to head out, Alexident crafter that you recognize comes walking up to you, and he's got a bag. He's like, I've been trying to find you for a little bit of time now. I've made this for you, like you asked it, with those scales, those green and white scales.
Oh, my cloak?
Yes, and he gives you a cloak, and it's got the colors of the green and white dragon. It's got the Defender's logo right smack in the back of the middle of it. It's very beautiful looking. There's a nice trim around it. As it's almost the only piece of clothing you wear, it looks a little weird that you have that. But, if you're in a full suit of armor or clothes, it would look great with your outfit.
It still looks great with my outfit.
And you've got yourself a cloak of protection there, which gives you +1 armor class and +1 to saving throws. Onyx, you make your way down somewhat near where Gervine's cavern is. There's another cavern that he's kind of helped you excavate that leads down to a series of tunnels below the city. As you make your way down there, you walk for a mile or 2 through the twisting underground caverns below Centerville, and you've got about 60 or 70 of your people now down there, and they've been joined by some other refugees. There's some deep gnomes that have helped out and a couple of dwarves that have lost their people. A lot of these are former slaves of the Illithids that you guys beat. We kind of did a subtle conversation about. You guys were going to go do the one thing with the Beholder, and we sent the other group of guild members to go battle these Illithids. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, those Illithids had a bunch of slaves, and those Illithids were also a big part of the reason why Onyx's family had been decimated. Freeing them has freed up a lot of his people, and they've decided to make their home near Centerville. Onyx is always there for work. He's kind of the hero of his people. Onyx is actually kind of a king of his people right now. He's got a little bit of an army going on. Like, his people look up to him reverently. I mean, being a level 18 barbarian, he's the strongest guy in his town. Even before the Illithids had attacked, he would have been now at this current time the strongest person around. And strength is a very big indicator. Of course, if he's a jerk, they're not going to put up with it. But he's got a family and kids, and none of you guys really know anything about his family and kids. He doesn't really talk about it, but he goes down, and as you come into the building that they're building for you, your lovely wife drops the food she was making and rushes up and embraces you in a warm hug, and you scoop her up in your arms and do a little half spin, and you see two little boys come running up to you, excited, like, Daddy, you're here, it's been so long.
Yeah, I've been busy. I got you some toys.
Oh, Dad, what did you get us? This is so cool. You always bring the best stuff.
I made this one.
You made it? You spent time and made it just for me?
Just for you guys, yep.
And you hand them the halberds?
Yes.
Making you so proud you could cry. They instantly grab the halberd and they go, look at it. It's so... And then they take a couple of playful swings at each other. And at 0.2 seconds later, a full battle is going on as your two boys playfully try to murder each other.
Okay. Keep on swinging until just a little bit of blood comes out. Then you have to stop.
You look and your wife looks a little horrified, but you kind of know. All right, but if you can't swing that, get yourself out front and swing like civilized children. We'll have no halberd fights in my house. And the boys go, okay, Ma. And they both scurry outside to swing. Is there anything in particular you want to do while you're down here amongst the people?
Not, just basically go through and check on the status of how everything is going and stuff. Not anything really particular. Just checking on everything.
I'm going to need a couple of checks from you.
They might bounce.
It's true. I want you to give me I want a perception check. And then here's what I want you to do. These people, they come in and out. The news of you being home travels quick, and you have various people bringing you letters and updates and supply requests and all sorts of information you would expect nobility to get. So what would you do? How would you motivate or inspire these people to move forward? Like, what would you say to these people? What would you do to keep them on the path?
I can't do this crap for you. You guys have to do this stuff yourself. I'm busy. But, you guys are doing great. Keep it up. I couldn't have done that. That little design you guys did over there, I couldn't have done that. But keep it up. You're doing good. But I can't do it for you.
Give me a persuasion check. But we're going to replace your charisma with your strength just because your whole speech is about being strong.
Son.
We won't do that often. All right, you got a 3.
Okay, so... Well... See, my strength mod is 7, so that's a difference of 1, so that's going to be 6 more.
So you got a 9.
9.
Okay. The people kind of look confused about your speech. Okay, so you want us to keep... so it's good to keep building the town, is what you're saying. Keep it up.
Yeah, you guys are doing good. I couldn't come up with those plans. You guys are awesome.
All right, okay. And they go to leave. And then the perception check is you notice a couple of papers on the table, and it's not that your wife was being deceitful to you. She just didn't think to tell you about it because she was so excited for you to be back. It's a letter from a Dwarven emissary.
Honey, you're smarter than me. Can you read this paper to me?
Yeah, I already did.
You read it to me?
No, I'm sorry. I've read it, and there's a Dwarven... The dwarves, as you know, live below us, even further into the Underdark, and they haven't had a trade hub in a while. So the emissaries from Dual Mind is the name of the town. They are wondering if we would be interested in allowing their merchants to bring their goods to the market we're going to put up and having us advertise to the cities above that there's a Dwarven market here. So they want us to be like their trading hub.
Oh, I like that.
And they say that they'll work a structure, they'll work something out. They've got people, if you don't really know how it works, they've got ideas as far as, giving taxes to our town. That way everything sold generates income for our city as well. So we're making money, they're making money, and then it puts us they're talking about like an alliance, like we could be an extension of them here. They'll lend security.
Oh, okay, yeah. And now I guess we have to build stairs down to where we can get them. Okay.
I don't think they want stairs. I think there's paths they can bring, we'll probably just want us to beef up some of the tunnels leading out of town in that direction.
Okay, you're so smart.
I mean, I'm not just looks. All right. Is anything else? Do you want anything else to happen in your day? The travel alone is going to be the majority of your.
Yeah, I don't think I'd really have much more to do. I don't think I'd be able to do much more with as much time as it's going to take. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm fine.
Perfect. Ren, you jumped up next. You're going to want to do some crafting stuff. What's up, bud?
So basically, Reno is going to see the blacksmith, and I was kind of wondering what you could do with this. And he takes out a dragon tooth.
You're showing this. I'm assuming you're showing it to the Luxodon guy who brought the cloak for.
Sure.
Onyx. Okay. He goes, well, this is a dragon tooth.
Yeah. Would you be able to fashion a weapon of my size with this? And if so, what would you be able to do? I'm thinking something with a blade.
No, yeah, I can make a. Are you thinking like I can do a dagger with this dragon tooth?
Could you do a dagger and maybe a rapier or something?
I tell you what.
Is it too much?
Why don't you give it to me and I'll go see what I can do. And here in the next couple of weeks, when I figure it out and I get it done, I'll bring it back to you.
Yeah, of course. I believe I have some other stuff in some chests at home, but might have misplaced a few items that could have been brought to you. But hey, also, would you be able to maybe engrave this symbol? This is my family's crest. Did I give him some sort of drawing that I had into?
So you drew out on a piece of paper his family crest?
Yeah.
Okay. And he looks at you and I just want to. I kind of talked about it last time. You weren't here for it, but as he does it, he looks at you in the eyes and he goes, to be able to do another project for one of the mighty defenders of the Vale. It brings my family and my clan honor. I will 100% do this, and I'll do it well as I can, so that you can do what you do well.
Well, thanks. That would be definitely most appreciated.
And he kind of reverently takes it and he kind of starts to back up and go back to his shop. And you know about where his shop is, and it's not on the map because their city map's too small and needs to be updated, and I'll do that soon.
Of course, and then I leave.
And you got anything else that you'd want to do particularly today? Because if you don't, I have things for you to do.
No, I don't.
Okay, so you're going to go back, and what you're going to do is you're going to go back to the Humble Beginnings. And kind of in the back of the Humble Beginnings map here, back here in these back rooms, you're going to come back and you see the kitchen, right? Well, back here in this kitchen, you've been working on your information network.
Cool.
And it's called the Ren. And it's Ren's information network. And you did that on purpose because you're kind of arrogant.
Am I?
Yeah, I mean a little. So what you've been doing is you've actually got contacts in Daiboldar. You've got contacts in both of the Elven cities. You've actually got a couple of contacts in the Dwarven city of Dual Mind. So you were aware that they were going to send people up. And you guys, this information network is full of people who kind of share information. When stuff happens, you can kind of summon each other for help or reach out for resources. It's almost kind of like, I almost wanted to say like the Musketeers, but they were like a King's Guard, so that doesn't fit. But it's a loose association of rogues with a like-minded interest in the betterment of the realms. Does that make sense? Rogues, bards, stealthy fighters. It's information trading. And
it's like the minstrels and realms.
Correct. And I'll let you design it later, but you guys have a symbol, and sometimes you'll see that symbol sketched into buildings and stuff, and you know that somewhere near there is one of the operators in this thing. You've also got a pin of somewhere of that on your body. But I'm going to need you to make we'll call it an investigation check, and also a persuasion check as well. What'd you get, bud?
So basically, I enrolled a 29 for investigation.
You're
28.
probably the only person in the guild who knows that Onyx has a town he's building. You know about that the wedding of Princess Lunemi, the Delicate Flower, is actually coming up soon. You know that there has been some civil unrest between some of the elves, the wood elves and the high elves, because with those two marrying, the boundaries of the cities are blurring. You know that there has been some weird activity in the desert. There has been some desert disappearing, as far as turning into grassland mysteriously. And you also know that there have been some bandits in the Western Vale causing trouble. And there's various people doing things to fix this. A lot of the stuff is beneath you. You're not going to go out and immediately handle it, but you've sent some letters to people that you know in those areas to either investigate, make some decisions, or get things done. And with your persuasion, if you were to give a speech to motivate these people, to explain to them their true purpose, what would that speech sound like?
I mean, it's kind of writing in one of these letters that's going to be like sent over to all of its people. It's about how important the work they're doing is, and that ones must not fear death, or must not fear anything, because anything isn't beyond us. We can do whatever we want and whatever we need to keep the realm as safe as possible, and that I have the most and highest trust within my operatives. And well, also they have to know that even though I'm not, let's say, on the front lines at the moment, that they have all my support, and whenever they need something, they are to come to me, and I will freely give advice or even help in the best capacity I can with the time I have. Something like that.
I'm keeping your member count secret only to you. If you look in your bio page of your character sheet, under treasurer, I put R.I.N, and I went ahead and, because of your speech, because you've been so motivating as a leader, your membership for your RAN information network has increased, and the information for that is in your character sheet. And with that, let's go to one of you have reached out to me in message and said you have a thing to do, so let's be a jerk and go to somebody else. Mallory, what are you doing with your 5 hours?
Okay, so Robbie John is probably trying to eat a nice greasy breakfast to get rid of some of the alcohol poisoning effects. She's pretty positive that the grub goblin has some kind of hangover food.
Okay, so you've eaten food, but this is your time to get stuff done. I have stuff for you to do if you don't have any clue what your character wants to do.
Yes, please.
Okay, got you. So you're going to check in with your temple you've been building?
Sounds good.
You go there, and O'Malley just looks tired. He's running around. He's been running disciples. He's been checking out membership. And you notice that not only is because you've got a church built to Freya there, and the benches look worn. Resources are kind of all right. You guys are starting to draw, and people are tithing and donating because you're even though Freya's considered like a Norse, people get there, Norse Freya violence. Freya's very kind and loving and specializes in fertility, and you offer healing and any childbirths that are happening in the Vale, which is increasing like crazy right now. Usually a cleric or disciple of Freya that comes from your church has been helping out with that as kind of a midwife. As you come in, O'Malley goes, crap, look, it's been a while. Listen, I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know why he sounds like Breck all of a sudden. But outside, there's like coverings, and there's seating outside because there's so many people coming to service recently, because that they've heard that one of the legendary heroes of the Vale, the defenders of the Vale, founded this church. That even if they don't believe in Freya, they come. You've almost got like a celebrity status. And so what I need you to do is I need you to make an investigation check and a persuasion check now. What'd you get 16 there?
16 for investigation, and then, I'm sorry, what was the other one?
Persuasion.
Thank you. 18 for persuasion.
So with your investigation check, you noticed that a couple of the people who were pretty close to O'Malley, a couple of your higher ranked church officials who had actually taken over some of the day-to-day teaching that you would do, like your church service speakers, aren't there. They're just completely absent. And there's no sign of them there anymore. So you go to O'Malley and you ask him what happened. And in your absence, and as the church started to boom, these two people started to kind of skim off the top, and they were looking to make this more of a profitable expertise. So you've lost two people because O'Malley found them, and using graceful kindness, grabbed his mace and scooted him right out the door. And then once people heard that they had the disfavor of O'Malley and by proxy the disfavor of Rabijan, they probably aren't even in the town anymore. They probably had to leave. Because they were, like I said, they were skimming money out of the coffers. And your church makes a ton of money. A lot of the people, even the wealthier people who like to look good, make it known that they donate, and regardless of their purpose behind doing it, you get a lot of money from them. But your church doesn't have a lot of money because you spend the money. As it comes in, people are being taken care of. Buildings are being bought, groceries are being supplied, farmers markets are being whatever, and you've turned into a big economical boom for the town because as the money comes, it gets used. So for the fact that somebody was trying to do that, it was good that you rolled a higher investigation than 12 and they were taken care of. Okay. With the persuasion, what would you say to your followers as you come in and check in for a little bit because you don't get a chance to be here day to day? How would you kind of encourage them to keep to the faith?
Ravi-chan, Ravi-chan wants to say, Ravi-chan wants to say thank you to all of the people that have been helping Mr. O'Malley and donating to the cause of Freya. Ravi-chan would also like to welcome any new followers that she may not have yet met in person. And Ravi-chan would like to say that Freya looks kindly on you all.
And your speech, although it starts, the same thing happens every time you speak at the church. You start speaking, and people are so enraptured with who you are that they're like in awe. And then you start talking, and they kind of look around at each other like, "Is this really Ravi-chan?" And then by the end of it, they're back into it because your heart and passion is so true to the faith that they cheer and they applaud, and the church is just generally excited. Like I said, membership's on the rise. So your church is thriving. People are being taught basic medicine, and it's really just working towards meeting the needs of the town. Cool?
Sounds good to me.
Nobody touch a hit point. Nobody touch a spell slot, or I will delete you.
Hey, it's the mid-roll. Let's see. Well, today we've got Scandle being thoroughly annoyed by Nordok the Silly, which is hilarious. And now a little bit of downtime, it seems, as we wait out the moment to go and find Basil. Sponsors! Not yet. Could be you. Contact us. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at Defenders Fail. If you enjoy our show, be sure to leave us a rating and review wherever you find podcasts, be it Podbean, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, iHeart Radio, and any number of places where we can be found. Tell your friends, because word of mouth is not only the purest form of advertisement, it's one of the most effective. Alright, thanks Guildies for listening. Let's get back to the show.
Alright, let me see. I had that one person whisper me, I'm such a kind person, I'm going to move right past him and go, Finnileas, what would, because you've got this time too on Finnileas, even though you're going to be bouncing with the dragon very soon, we'll go ahead and get you this time too. What would Finnileas be doing with this time?
Finnileas would have swung by the library and then headed back to his cave. He's still doing some research on the thing that you and I have talked about before.
Okay, so that thing's going to happen, and then something else has been happening you've noticed as well. With you and Gravine and Grok, this will happen with Grok as well too. There has been there's finally started to be a trickle of younger people and one really old guy who are curious about the ways of magic, and they started to gather kind of at the cave, and it started where they were beseeching whoever comes in. Like, it would have annoyed you possibly the first time, where you're trying to get some research project done and some guy's asking you about the basic information. Like, they're trying to become magicians or magic users, wizards, and they're trying to get you guys to teach them how to do it. How would you respond to that, Finnileas?
I would attempt to answer the question, but I only know one way to answer a question, and that's fully. So I would have explained every minute detail and nuance of magic that I could think of until the person either stopped asking me questions or left. After that, I would never go in the front again.
All right. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and give me an Arcana check, and then also an investigation check and a persuasion check.
35 Arcana, 21 Investigation, 15 Persuasion.
All right. I'm going to message you on Discord. With your 21 investigation, you would have noticed a couple of things. You've noticed, because you don't interfere, out of academic courtesy and friendship. You and Gravine are truly friends at this point. You don't necessarily interfere with his research at all. But as you're walking and going to your place, you'll sometimes see glimpses of things that he's doing, and you'll catch stuff. And for the most part, you're like, oh, that's necromancy. Or, oh, that's Gravine. But the last couple of times, some things have caught your eye, okay? And I'm not going to tell you those things loud, even though that would be good for the podcast. I'm actually, at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and make everybody go to the other channel. All right. His research is more and more focusing on the conversion rituals for Lichdom. He's not really talked to you directly about it, but with what basic information you know, and as you know, Finnileas doesn't know basic information about anything. The guy's a genius of unequivocal level. You've put together, even though necromancy is not your field, you're familiar enough with it and the things that are going on that you catch on that he's either plotting it out or he's preparing it for himself.
Okay.
And he's also left you some notes because you've chatted with him briefly about the stuff for the thing that we talked about in Discord, and he's got some papers he's passed you with some ideas for that. It's stuff that you've already considered, but it's impressive coming from somebody else. Normally people don't think on your level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's happened. Do you have anything you want to say about any of that?
I probably would, once it becomes clear, I probably would ask him about it more as just a question for me, a curiosity.
So then we'll do that. He's at his office. He's in his floor. He's doing some stuff. He's got his undead people moving things from here to there and doing various stuff. Doors open, and you feel comfortable. As like I said, you and him have kind of bonded as friends. You're both very intellectual and smart and studious. When his doors open, even when his doors close, you feel free to walk in. But especially when his doors open, that's him saying, "Come on in and chat."
All right, I do. And good morning, good day. How's everything going? How's the research, study, planning?
It's good to see you. I've done a lot of stuff, man. I'm working on. It's hard because with necromancy, it's basic. We really control light amounts of undead, and I think I'm learning how to maybe even influence and or control some of the cognitive undead. Things like mummies and vampires and the ones that have the free thinking, and how to influence them. If we can just control them and keep them from doing what they're wanting to do, or even recruit them into doing some of the stuff we do, that would be a great boon, I think.
Interesting. Not sure I've ever thought that hard about that particular aspect. Sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it's neat.
The some of the stuff that you're working on looks pretty intense, pretty detailed.
Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been finding a lot. I've been excavating some of the places that my group and your group have gone, and kind of looking for clues and seeing if maybe a different perspective, because I think a little different than most of the other people around. And I found a lot of clues about Lichdom.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a couple things that kind of reminded me of that. It's fascinating, given my experience with one. It makes me a little nervous, but it's definitely a fascinating thing. I look forward to hearing your research.
Did you know that the elves had a form of Lichdom that they in the olden days performed to whenever they were in the face of a great threat, and they would basically get together and elect one of their people, and that person would willingly sacrifice their life to become a sort of lich?
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, it's wild. Elven magic really used to be light years ahead of everything that we have.
Interesting. I hope to bring some of that back myself. So we should definitely talk more about that.
And it's a scary thing, and I know anybody looking into Lichdom raises a lot of flags. So what I'm going to do is, he comes over, there's a cabinet. He kind of leads you into his room. There's a cabinet. He goes, over here is where this is my most personal research information, and only two people can just open this door, and that's me and you. On the right-hand side will be all of my research into Lichdom, I journal. You know, you showed me about journaling, so I journal what I'm thinking while I'm doing research, and that's all right here. So if you're ever curious and I'm not here, you can check it. And if I ever start locking this door, that means I'm hiding something from you, so you should definitely check it out then.
How about this? Sometime when you're in here, I may come in out of curiosity and read the stuff that you've written down while you're here.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll just check in with you every now and then, and I'll ask, is the cabinet locked? Do I need to worry? You know,
Yeah.
We know each other pretty well. I
Yeah.
trust you.
Okay. It's just some neat stuff, and there are possibilities, and I'll be honest, there's some power behind becoming a lich, and if you can control it, but there's more research to do. Always research.
Cool.
Okay, then I'll bring everybody back in, and we'll address the other rolls. So you rolled a 15 persuasion. How would you, Finnileas, how would you address the people finishing up the last touches on the library and the staff now that you have, partly from your home, a couple of high elves, and partly from here in the Centervale, a couple of the more studious? You've got a gnome, you've got like a dwarf and a halfling, and you actually have an orc who are all going to be on staff at the library, maintaining books, answering questions, doing research.
Awkwardly, of course.
So let's hear it.
Well, hello, everyone. Good to see everyone. I see the walls look like walls, and there's a ceiling. I know those are important. Let's talk about these bookshelves, and then I'll go into I don't know, probably much longer than it needs to be, monologue about how the bookshelves should be, and how it should be easy to get the books, and for people who are taller or shorter, how they can get to them. Basically, the whole thing about the books. And I pay no attention to the glassed over eyes or anything like that.
And everybody is completely glazed over, except for the orc. And this name's Bulldog. And the entire time he goes, right, so we want to make sure that the little ones can reach the books up top without dying. And we'll make sure the big ones have a little one to help them reach the books on bottom so they can continue their search for ultimate knowledge.
Right.
All right. We got these ladders here with wheels. Are they good? Is that helping the little ones?
Yeah, yes, this actually looks lovely. You seem to know what you're doing. Why don't you just continue your fine work, and I'll be back again and then I notice a book. I go, ooh! I grab the book, and then
Where was my papa always told me? Remember, take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow.
he sounds like a. And then that's it. I've lost myself in a book.
All right. Okay. So we've done Rabijan, we've done Onyx, we've done Ren, we've done Finnileas. One person has requested that we do it, so we'll go ahead and move straight past him to Ron. Roland, what are you going to be doing in this time? If you don't have specific stuff, I have specific stuff for you.
Oh, good. Let's do that.
Okay. So you're going to spend an hour or two just maintaining the glade. You're going to go and pick some weeds. You're going to speak to some plants. And that's when I need you to make an investigation check for me.
At the 14.
When you get that 14, somebody's been in your glade, Roland. And you can tell, you see a few footprints here and there, but even in the most center part of your glade, where the rarest of the plants that you're keeping, you've noticed people have been there. Now, with your 14, the check was easy. It was a 10. You see footprints going up to different plants, but you see that those plants are safe. They haven't been damaged, mostly investigated. And when you're following these footprints, you come to a group of about 6 or 7. Why don't I just decide on 6? Young boys and girls from around Centervale. I'm talking anywhere between the ages of 8 to 12.
Good morning, children.
Whoa, guys, look. I'm no detective, but by the crazy hair and the fact that he's here, I think that's the Druid of the Vale.
Indeed.
Are you the guy who keeps telling that weird musclehead the right definition of venomous and poisonous?
I might have told them once or twice, yes.
Are you the one that planted all these plants here?
Indeed.
Oh my gosh, we all live here and we get together and like once a week we try to help people cross streets and stuff, but we also try to learn about the outdoors. And we were hoping that maybe while you're here, you could teach us things about, plants and starting safe fires and maybe the healthy balance of an ecosystem.
Well, absolutely. The glade here is a marvelous place to start. Take this Poseywinkle bush, for instance. It is a most rare flowering plant indeed. In fact, it only flowers 1 month out of the year.
And they're just like, whoa, they've got little notebooks, they're taking notes. And go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Oh, that's a 10.
Because of your low and baffling persuasion, you find yourself the first den mother of Centervale's very first Boy Scout group, or Child Scout group.
No way.
These young people.
No freaking way.
These young people are so interested in the outdoors and learning that they come to you occasionally when you're in town, every time you're in town. And as the visits happen, you're going to notice that more and more kids are showing up, and they're just going to keep having you teach them about how to interact with animals safely, how to respect why a bear would be grumpy and how to avoid them, and how to check for mood and what type of plants different things eat, what type of plants are safe for you to eat, how do you survive in the woods if you get lost, and just all wholesome. And you're raising the next generation of druids and rangers by giving these classes.
Each time they come back, they have more and more patches, like on like a sash or something.
And you notice they were just collecting like buttons and stashing them to their shirts. And you figured they were like, no, you see Tommy over there has helped more old people across the street than anybody. So we got him the walking stick patch. But Frankie over there, Frankie was like really good at feeding homeless people. So we got him the pot-bellied malnutrition patch. And then you start to organize patches and come up with requirements for to get them. But yes. Perfect. Anything else you want to do in your time?
No. I don't want to ruin it.
I've had that idea for you for a while. It's wholesome AF. Scandle, what are you doing today? What are you doing to do with your time?
Scandle wanted to. He would have just gone to do some shopping to get ready for going to the dragons.
What's Scandal's secret little desire? I mean, I know he's not the main character you got in the group, but what would he do?
Money. He likes money.
How does he want to make that money?
The most legally dubious way possible. If it's an honest pay, he doesn't want it. Not interested. No, he just likes. His thing is he really likes secrets and stuff like that. He finds them really interesting. So a lot of the time on his days off, he'll just go around pretending to be other people and just sort of injecting himself into different people's lives.
Why don't you do me this? Why don't you give me a deception and an investigation check?
Okie dokie. Deception and then investigation?
Yeah, investigation and then deception.
Alright, well, you said yeah, and okay, Ricky.
Obviously, that 26 isn't going to count now.
Uh-huh. Well, the investigation was 13.
It doesn't matter.
Investigation was 13, deception was 26.
Just for giggles, roll another deception.
Okay.
I hope it's really low.
22.
Alright, fine. You're a good liar. Not very quick. Good liar, though. So with your investigation, you find not a lot's going on the Vale right now, but you're going to get something here. Okay. You managed to find that there is a dispute when it comes to mining rights for an above ground ore vein, and one person has doctored some documents to gain the rights to that ore.
Okay.
Now, what do you think Scandle would do with that information?
Well,
to a profit. How do you think he would turn that into a profit?
So, what? There's somebody forging documents. Did you say?
Effectively, he's forging documents from a different authority outside of town, saying that he's got the rights to that. When in fact, that authority has no idea what's going on. But the person who he's taking the mine away from believes those documents to be accurate and well.
Okay, so the way that I think Scandle would handle this is because since he works for Abel, I think his working relationship with Abel is that he's one of the people that gathers information for Abel. And I think what he would want to do here is he would see an opportunity to be like, either to pretend to be the, this person says, oh yeah, this person definitely exists and has the rights to this, and then he's going to show up one day and be like, hello, I'm that person that has the rights to this. And he's, sort of put him on the spot and stuff, and he wants to sort of inject himself into that situation, sort of almost like planning himself in this operation as someone who works for Abel in case Abel could gain something from having this venture as part of his network.
Wouldn't necessarily extract money out of it right now, but you might.
He's a slow burn kind of guy.
You would just put yourself in. That guy would know you're definitely doing something up no good.
One of the people that got driven out of town from the Church of Freya was probably Scandle. Let's just say that.
100% what happened.
That was Sister Frida that got, ran out. She was a bad one.
Oh my God, that is good. Mallory, you don't know that happened. So anyway, that happens. Are you good with your character? You've done some shopping. You've prepared. Is there anything in particular you need to? Is it just all regular supply stuff?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna get like an explorer's kit and stuff. I'll add that onto my sheet now.
No problem. Okay, so let's see. We've got Onyx. We got Mal. We got Basil. We're rolling. Finn. Bryn. I think we're good to go, right?
Oh, I have shenanigans.
All right. Brock, what do you got, buddy?
I'm gonna go up to my new drinking pal here, and I'm gonna say, seeing as I'm the Vale's champion of drinking, I think I need a trophy or a belt or something.
Tanina?
Yeah.
You telling me you want a belt for being a good drinker?
If I'm the champion of drinking, then I need a belt.
Okay, I'll get one made. We'll have it here in a week. We'll put it up there next to the beholder head on the bar.
No, it goes on my shoulder so I could carry it around and be the champion.
You want something to brag? I got you.
And other than having my homunculus hang out with Gervine, I'm done.
All right, so why don't you go ahead and give me an investigation and a persuasion check? What'd you get?
I got 18 on the investigation and a 19 on the persuasion.
Okay, so with the 18 investigation, I just want to cover a couple of things that have been happening that's been infecting your character that we haven't really talked about. You're interested in being one of the leaders at the magic school, correct?
Yes.
Finnileas, how do you feel about Grok getting a floor in the pyramid and starting to teach people about evocation magics?
I have no problem at all with it.
Okay. That 18 investigation, you've seen the same people gathering at the doors that Finnileas has seen. You were actually there when the guys were like, what happened was a kid came up and said, listen, mister, I know that you guys are all defenders of the Veil and you're most powerful wizards in the entire galaxy, and we just want to learn. I think the magic's amazing, and I just want to learn. And Finnileas goes, okay, well, to understand magic, you have to understand the structure of everything. So let's go all the way down to neutrons, protons, and electrons. These make up the cells of the body, and everything is consistent of these elements. And as he goes into this long lecture, you see everybody just kind of staring. Some of them get glossy-eyed. One or two people leave, and then he gets done talking, and he goes, okay, well, I'm going to go do magic. And he goes inside, and there's a couple of kids left, and you see one kid who kind of who has a little bit of an attitude. He's like, I just want to see stuff set on fire, man. I just came because I thought maybe you guys could teach me how to boom.
Of course we could teach you how to boom. Ignore that guy. He's way long-winded. Magic is really simple.
And you're going to giggle in a second. You see a little gnome named Burhas get excited. So he's like, you're going to teach me how to make booms?
Yeah, I'll teach you how to make booms. We'll make sure that you can specialize in burning things.
Oh man, one time I saw some gas get into a fire and it made this giant ball of fire, and I just think that would be magical. So what's been going on with this is you've noticed that, and none of you anybody who's not a magic user doesn't hear anything I'm about to say. Gervine has been building a pyramid upside down from that old lair, right? And so the first layer is turned into an entry layer. The next layer is going to be Finnileas' lair. Down below that is now a lair set up and established for Grok in a simulacrum. And that lair, the walls are extra resistance to elements for obvious reasons. And down below that, who knows how many layers this magical upside down pyramid that's underground goes. But it keeps going. And somewhere down there, and on each floor, there are undead servants doing things. But as you go in, you make it down to your thing, and you got this little gnome. and you guys start working out the different secrets of magic. So go ahead and do me this. If you were to explain to this gnome why wild explosive magic is the best magic, go ahead and give a brief speech on the benefits of evocation wizardry.
So evocation's the best school of magic because there's a lot of big bad monsters out there that are gonna try to eat you, and you need evocation to blow them up.
Oh man, I love blowing stuff up. Are you saying that with evocation magic I can set stuff on fire all the time?
Absolutely. Look, check it out. I'm throwing firebolts. As I cast firebolts.
There are these metal dummies along the side of the wall, and they're just getting hammered by these firebolts, including that natural 20. Good job with how much damage is that? 20, 30, 42 damage?
Yeah, it looks like I did 42 with a fireball.
So one of them, it's bending the metal as you just start intently throwing fireballs. And you get done, and you see a little Borhas is staring at you. This bear, he might be a high school age gnome, right? You might be looking at like a 13, 14-year-old gnome with these big eyes, is absolutely in love with the fire. He doesn't see you. He just sees the firebolts hitting the dummies.
And then the best part is, if the big mean monsters are on a ship, you can catch the ship on fire.
So you're saying I don't have to hit the people with the firebolt. I can just set the stuff they're on fire and watch them burn from the outside.
That's absolutely right. You can't do this kind of stuff with, like, enchantment magic or abjuration. Only evocation lets you do this.
All right, so that's happening. And then Sue, what did you say Sue was doing? Because I don't think I want everybody else to miss out on this.
Sue will sit at the bar and chat with Nordok. Well, basically listen as Nordok speaks. And on the rare occasions that Nordok pauses to take a breath, Sue will tell him a joke just to see how it goes.
Why don't you go ahead and give us one of these jokes? Because I love Sue's jokes.
All right. At one point he says, "Hey, Nordok, what do you call a dog that can do magic?" "A labracadabrador." And another time he goes, "Hey, Nordok, did you hear about the circus fire? It was intense."
Sue has inspiration.
"Hey, Nordok, what do you get when you cross an elephant with a rhino?" "Elephino."
All right, it is now the designated time. The day goes on in the Vale, as again another amazing day happens. You guys, as you come back into the inn from your various appointments and you're getting ready to go out on this quest to save one of the founders of the guild, you stop and you think for a second, like when you came here, this was a bunch of farmhouses. And now there's a city and a city beneath the city. One of your guild members is essentially a king making peace deals that are going to bring your towns in closer capacity with dwarven nations that haven't been in contact with outside people in hundreds of years. A druid is raising up a new nation of a new group of people who are going to protect the naturals of the Vale. And as the Vale grows, it grows in a way where it doesn't replace the local environment, but it lives in the local environment. You've got a group of humans, Luxidans, elves, dwarves, orcs, right? Gnomes, halflings, all of these amalgam of races have grown together, and they're growing a town in a way that where it doesn't destroy the environment and enhances it. Centervale has single-handedly saved the elephant population of the planet. With the last group of elephants out there, there's now a new round of baby elephants running around, which brings a little warmth to your heart as you see them trampling around on the outside, inside the outer walls of the town. As you guys are making your way downtown, you see Brack putting on a puppet show, and there's easily 30 or 40 kids between the age of like 4 and 15 watching this puppet show as he's out there on the street doing it a little bit more publicly.
As I walk past the puppet show, I want to, in an excellent recreation of Breck's voice, I want to say, "And then the dog dies!" And then I just keep walking.
Kids start crying.
Yeah. Excellent. As they should be.
In your mind, you hear from a message spell, "I'm telling the boss." Feel free to reply.
I reply to his message in his voice saying, "I'm telling the boss." And then I call him a snitch, and then that's
there's a new clergy in town, which is rising to prominence, which is taking care of the needs of the poor. I mean, with everything these guys got going on, the poor are being everybody in the town has access to some sort of benefit, right? Like people are taking care of people, and your guys' various organizations. I mean, the kids are starting to grow food in a little bit of a farm that they're just learning how to grow. You've encouraged them to learn how to take from the earth as well, which encourages them to give to the earth to make sure that the soil has the nutrients to produce the food that they have. And so you're teaching them healthy farming as well. And they just give this food away to different people. They don't need it. Their families have food, or you give them food as they need. So there's all sorts of neat little things as these people are growing together. And with that, let's send you guys to a portal to your doom. You guys show up. Nordok and Finnileas have the portal ready. They look at you and say, I'm not exactly sure how long this portal will be open. It's going to be a simple amount of time, so you guys can go in there, take care of stuff, and come out as soon as you can. Or maybe you'll get stuck there. And if you get stuck there, I don't know how long it's going to take me to reopen the portal. We might have taken that. It might be over there overnight. I hope you can figure it out, because on the other side of this portal is going to be whatever resources a really old, pissed off blue dragon has. So I hope you guys can figure it out. Good luck. Don't screw up.
Ricky, are you good with us, like, maybe getting to the portal, like, 10 minutes early or something? Because I have a thing that I want to do.
Before Nordok comes?
Before they, like, 10 minutes before they open it and before we would go through.
Okay, you're there 10 minutes before everything's going, but he's still giving you the speech.
Well, I want to do my own speech, and I'm going to use my inspiring leader feat for, what is it, up to 6 friendly creatures? Oh, they have to be friendly. You know what? Never mind. I think. So I think I can get everyone as long as I don't get the simulacrum. I think we have 6 party members. Am I unable to do math? Yes, I think I can get everyone except for the simulacrum.
You're also unable to do math, yes.
Yeah, well, you know.
It's not
yourself included. If you don't get the simulacrum, you're good.
Yeah. So I'm going to include myself in that simulacrum. I'm going to give an inspiring speech, and everyone gains temporary hit points equal to...
Your level and charisma modifier.
So what's that, 23? 23. 23 temporary hit points.
I don't know if I trust your math. Give me a second to check on it.
So we're level 18, right?
Yeah, 23. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I wanted to do. 10 minutes.
All right, so everybody besides the simulacrum get 23 additional hit points.
Well, it's for up to 6 people, and we have 7 people, not including the simulacrums.
Where who did I?
Oh, it's true. We skipped Ren because he's blank.
So we will say that Onyx didn't get it because Onyx has a lot.
Sure. Okay.
That's
cool with me.
23 temporary hit points. Make sure you put them on your temporary so they don't screw up your hit points total. All right. So anybody else doing anything before you step through the portal?
Drinking
You've all had
water.
a full rest. You should have all your spells and everything, your rages and inspirations and inspirations.
Drinking more water.
Oh, that's right. None of you are poisoned at this point in time. You've got over.
Hell yeah.
Sorry. Thanks for reminding me.
And I'm making sure that I find and take with me 8 tiny rocks.
So you guys go through the portal?
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And right before I go through, I rage and then go through.
Yeah, and I've got the Ion Stone orbiting my head.
Go ahead and place yourselves on or around that white circle in the middle. That's the portal. Okay, freeze. I'm going to need Rabbijan to make a death save. I'm just kidding. Go ahead and roll initiative real quick. So you come into what a couple of you recognize as the Blue Dragon's lair. Okay, as you come through, you see Zigagargataris, which I don't think that's how I pronounce it, but that's what we're going to go with right now. Because I Googled one. And you see him standing there. But not him. It's like a projection of him. And he goes, You finally made it to my lair. Well, so fortunately for you, I'm not there to kill you right now. So you'll have to leave a message. So after the beep, I'm going to let my minions try to murder you. And if my minions don't murder you, maybe I'll give you a clue. Maybe I'll give you an idea. So I tell you what, if you guys survive, I don't know, his voice is changing again. If you guys survive the situation I put you in, maybe I'll help you get back to your Basil. Basically, your princess is in another castle.
Oh, they always bloody are, aren't they?
Bloody right. I will give you guys a moment to do stuff. What do you want to do?
The 2 groks are gonna look at each other and start conversating about whether Basil's a princess or not, or maybe they're on the wrong quest.
All right, Sue, what are you doing?
I'm going to cast a spell and then find somewhere to hide in stealth.
You're gonna move to where you're gonna hide in stealth.
Is there any logical place that I can hide in here?
You know what? We'll put some stuff. We'll do some stuff.
You can hide behind all the gold and treasure that he left here for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's these bookshelves in the back. In the bottom left-hand corner is a throne, and there's also a cage where you guys recognize Basil. Put him.
Or well, Roland would recognize that. He's the only one that saw it, right?
True.
All right. So go ahead and move your character. Yeah, and go ahead and roll your stealth.
19.
All right.
That is terrible.
All right, Ren. Go ahead and. Are you hiding right there?
I was just saying if I can beat him, but yeah.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
Yes.
Do it.
I would like to move to about here, and then I'm going to cast Silent Image and just like surround myself in what looks like to be like a little, I don't know how to describe, like a little hut, I guess, but it's made of stone, and there's windows to look out of it, but I'm just in a little stone box, so to speak.
Tiny Baba Yaga.
Anybody else doing anything? Let's focus. What we got? Stop moving unless you're moving to where your character's going to be. Don't roam.
I'm moving to where my character's going to be.
Okay. What are you doing? Anything?
Just preparing for the minions, keeping an eye out.
Rabbit Jan, Roland, what are you doing?
I'll be up over here.
Yeah,
To the north.
Robbie John's gonna creep forward, kind of between Ren and Roland.
From the ground, a few 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 statues arise, and these statues start to glow from a heat. A very low initiative heat. Wow.
The heat is on.
And these giants with fire coming from the inside start to erupt and move.
I love my placement. That's awesome.
Where are you?
I'm right there with the dreadnought.
Right underneath the dreadnought token.
The first person I wanted to attack.
All right. As these guys start to emerge, I will let you guys get a round in without them acting.
Okay.
Because you see them, they're still stone. The stone is chipping off of them as they're being summoned by the dragon's magic. So Red and go.
So would you consider this a surprise round?
I definitely would.
Okay.
That's not what you wanted to tell him, but okay.
Evan will go right here in this corner and aim for this guy. So
This
I'm
one right
gonna
here.
throw 2 tiny pointy daggers, tiny magic pointy.
Yeah, 16 misses. 24 hits.
24 hits, and I'm gonna use my sneak attack for a total of 30 damages. And with my movement, I'm gonna get back here. And that will be the end of my turn.
Got it. Documented. Rabbit Jan, what you got?
Robbie John is going to summon her spiritual weapon, and that's probably about it to start with.
Where are you putting your weapon and who's it hitting?
Probably the one closest to her, so
Okay. A 13, oh, it's advantage. 21 will hit. Will the spiritual weapon get advantage? I don't think it does for this. Go ahead and pull your icon out. Alright, you're going to move or are you okay there?
I'll stay where I'm at.
Alright, Simulacrum, go.
Simulacrum's Misty stepping out of there. Actually, it's a surprise round. I don't have to Misty step. They don't get a.
Either way, 6 seconds. Let's do it, buddy.
They don't get an attack of opportunity. Anymore.
Okay, let's go.
So I'm running away.
They're going to get bonus to armor with you being behind the bookshelf if you attack.
Okay.
Bookshelves are pretty tall.
I'm gonna cast Hold Monster
Where are you hitting with that?
on that guy.
Spell save 19, and that is going to be a wisdom saving throw. Alright. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Sue, what you got?
All right. I am going to move out a little bit so I'm in range and cast another spell. Oh, that's unfortunate. Not that it matters.
Double strike.
Oh my gosh.
Don't you have Elvish accuracy too? So you actually have 3.
I do.
Do this. Okay, I was gonna say roll.
It wasn't.
If you get a 3rd crit, I was gonna make magic stuff happen for you. I mean, this is already magnificent. Oh my God. All right.
So let me click all of my buttons here. Sorry, folks. It's going to take just a second.
And while he's planning the demise, everybody, he rolled 2 natural 20s on his roll.
Actually,
Alright.
he rolled 2 natural 18s, but 18 he crits on an 18 or higher.
No.
And I have advantage, and they haven't moved yet, so any hit is a crit for me right now.
Yeah.
I cast Shadow Blade first, so I have that going at 5th level. I'm going to burn superiority dice on the first 4 attacks. I'm going to burn Blade Flourish on 2 of them, and I have Sneak Attack on the first one, I guess.
This is a lot of damage. You're hurting my math. Ren, this is gonna be, just buckle up, buddy. We're going on a ride.
Am I being
Okay, so
rogued out?
it is 64 force damage and 71 various other damage
For the first hit.
for the first hit.
Who are you hitting for the first one?
The closest one to me.
I think they're both the same.
I would have moved straight out, so there, that one. I do have to double check something because there's a lot of nonsense and trickery going on. Yeah, Shadow Blade doesn't work for this. I have to take the Shadow Blade off. So it's like 114 damage total.
It looks better than it did before, but still not good at all.
This is still terrifying. Oh my god.
Okay, and then I'm gonna hit 4 other ones.
Then we're gonna do that 4 more times.
Oh my god.
Wait, what?
24 to hit that one.
Oh.
Which one you hitting?
Wait, that crit on a 16?
The next one,
How much total damage? Is that accurate now? Did you switch it?
I did switch it. So this one is 64, 87, 102 damage.
It's almost a little bit better than the other one, but still more than half dead.
19 to hit the next one. That was a poor roll.
And is it this next one here, the straight down?
Yep. 102 damage on that one. 20 to hit the next one. Ooh, that damage was less. 92 damage to that one. That's 4 of them, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's 4 total.
And whew,
Your spell got
only 78 damage to that one. It got a little worse each time.
Wow.
So you guys see as Sue blinks through and just eviscerates these 4 giants as they take a lot of their damage in one hit. A couple of them are way closer to dead than not. Side note, the only reason he hit this bottom guy is because of surprise round crit.
And then I'll end standing there.
Onyx, what you got, bud?
I am going to Reckless. I am already raging, because I raged before we came in. 20 to hit.
20 misses.
30 to hit.
That hits.
For 18. And then I'm going to go, idiot says what? And I'm going to poke him in his nutty parts.
What the heck? Okay.
With the surprise round, that'll be 26, so then we'll be 15 points.
He looks damaged. 2 out of 3 of those hit.
And I am going to move there just so I'm closer to both of them. I'm good.
Scandle.
Okie dokie. Since we're in a surprise round, they can't opportunity attack us, right? Okie dokie. I am going to have my mount dash, and it's going to fly. I'm going to fly out of the little hut that I'm in. And I'm going to fly my little booty. I think it's 70 feet over to Sue. Yeah, 70 feet next to Sue. And I'm going to say, "You're the prize cow!" And I slap him on the ass, and I cast Greater Invisibility.
That's awesome.
And then I'm going to fly 90 feet away. What is that? Oh, what is that?
It's not a thing. Don't worry about it. It doesn't exist.
Okay, sure. Well, I'll do what I was going to do.
Don't worry about it. It's nothing you should worry about.
Where's the furthest I can move? I have 90 feet left because I dashed. So I guess I'll fly over there and like up at an angle. I don't know how big this room is, but I fly up at an angle 90 feet this direction. That's where I go. And I'm gonna be like, I peer down, looking at the guy that I just made invisible. And be like, yeah, I have completely lost him.
Yeah. What are you doing, guy?
I'm gonna be over channeling Steel Wind Strike. And I'm gonna hit the same 5 that Sue hit.
Over channel is just max damage, right?
Yes. So it's gonna do 60 damage.
Okay. Just the same 5, right?
Same 5. AC 21 for 60. Excuse me, AC 21 for 64.
It hits.
I have advantage for surprise round.
Yes.
AC 28 for 60. AC 17. AC 24 for 60.
It hits.
AC 25 for 60.
Also hits. Where does your character end up?
It doesn't matter because I'm going to action surge and do it again.
Oh my.
Are you going to over channel it?
I have to check over channel. I'm not going to over channel it if it doesn't last for the whole round.
It's when you cast a spell. It's not a round.
So I'm not over channeling it the second time.
Okay, go ahead and cast it.
So because I killed 2 of them, I'm going to be adding these 2 in to the end instead.
So go ahead and cast the spell.
AC 29 for 44.
Which one are you starting with?
We'll start with this guy.
Started. Good.
AC 31, which is a crit for math is failing me right now.
He's dead. He had 10 hit points. He's fine.
AC 20. I don't know if AC 20 hits.
Good though.
Okay, for 36.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, my character sheet's open. I can't see the map. So when the guys X out, I don't know it. AC 17, I believe you said is a miss earlier.
Yes, it's a miss.
And AC 15 is obviously a miss.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to end standing next to Sue.
Alright, roll it. Your turn.
Alright, I'm going to cast Ice Storm first. And I'm going to center it right here so that it catches these 2 guys.
You center it. Where's the center of it? Because remember, it's 20-foot radius, so...
Yep, so... Actually, no, not there. I was going to do... Actually, I'll do right here.
Throw me a thing.
That looks about right.
Okay. The damage has been assigned. What else you got?
And then I'm going to turn into a Triceratops. Wild shape.
2 in the storm. Unless you move back a couple steps.
Yeah, let's just move back.
You're on the bookshelf.
Oh, those are bookshelves.
You can go there.
Yeah, I'll go there.
Or there. There's a spell thing there.
Right.
Alright, anything else?
Yeah, the spell is instantaneous, so it goes away at the end of my turn.
Okay.
That is difficult terrain until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Ren, it's turn.
Ren will move right over here. It will throw 2 pointy daggers at this creature for a total of 23 and 27. Does both hit?
They do.
Does one give me advantage because of its position already? Don't remember.
No, you can't get advantage of range for somebody in. But you get somebody's there.
27 for the first one and a 7 for the second one.
It's a buttload. You do a buttload of damage. You do a lot of ramage.
Ramage?
Do not call it ramage.
I'm
Please
calling
don't
ramage.
call it ramage.
Ravajan, after seeing all that ramage, what are you going to do?
Well, Ramajan is currently kind of being blocked with the Triceratops rolling, correct?
You can spend some extra movement to get around. Like it's just a little extra if you want to go like there or over here or whatever you want to do.
I think I'm going to cast a Sacred Flame at the one that I can see.
This one over here?
Yes, that one, please.
Go ahead and click the spell.
Ooh, if it fails the 19 dex save, then it takes 11 damage.
And do you want to attack with your spiritual weapon down there?
Yes, please.
Go ahead and click the button.
23 to hit for 11 damage again.
Duly noted. Simulacrum, what you got?
Simulacrum is going to toll the dead on that guy.
What's the DC on your wisdom save?
19.
Go ahead and roll damage. Let's see if it happens.
Kill.
That is also terrible damage as I did 8.
Okay. Sue, what do you got?
I will just go ahead and use regular attack. Move over to this giant over here and attack.
Now you are invisible.
I am. He also hasn't moved, so I still get assassinate and advantage. Sorry, not assassinate, but I do get advantage.
What did you roll there, bud?
I rolled a 26 total.
What's your crit range on that character?
It's only a crit on a 20. I had assassinate still on.
Okay.
I'll just re-roll it and we'll use the 26.
Well, let's see your damage, my friend.
48 damage.
It's mostly dead.
And then I will attack my second time.
You didn't put sneak attack with that at all?
I did. That's what the 10 afterward is.
Oh, there it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, something in it is broken, so I'll roll a manual. 25 to hit,
That hits.
or 42 damage on that one.
This thing looks so close to dead.
No, you wouldn't have your snake on the second one, just the first.
Why not? Oh, that's right. No, it's 30,
One's
35
for
on that one. Yep, sorry. 35 on that one total. And then I will use my bonus action, offhand attack, and attack again. 30 to hit,
That counts. And that's enough.
28 to damage.
It had 13 lives.
Just murdered that man.
Turn.
Alrighty. Let's do a little whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Batter up, and I'm swinging straight up towards the middle. And I'm still reckless. That's a 29 to hit for 13.
Guys,
Heck yeah.
There, I'm still. And move up to the other guy. 27 to hit for 19. Then I'm going to poke him in his nutty bits for a 30 to hit for 15 more points.
both hits hit.
And I am done.
Relieved that it finally gets to attack. Onyx, you take 28 points of damage reduced, and you don't gain immunity or resistance to fire, do you?
The fire. No, I'm taking the fire off and then doing this.
So it's a total of 41 points of damage. The surprise round, they took out 6 giants, one of them a dreadnought, so a fancy giant, fire giant. Scandle, what you got, buddy?
I look around at the giants sort of dropping like flies, and I just sort of nod like, yeah, you guys are freaks. And I'm going to Eldritch Blast this one, the only remaining one, 4 times.
Cast it. First one hits, the second one misses, third one hits, fourth one barely hits. So 3 of them got
that's 19 damage.
27, 12, 27, 23 for a total of 19 damage.
Yeah. That was the hit rolls. And then I'm going to fly my little booty and here, because I want to.
Let's do this. The guy's gonna die.
He might.
There's no way he knocks anybody down enough to kill him in the next round. He's probably not going to get another turn. We've got 2 Groks, a Sue, we got a Triceratops. Like, you've got enough stuff going on.
No, that's Triceratops.
Nope, that's a rolling a tops.
It's Triceratops.
That's a Rolex.
You got enough stuff that he's going to die. We're going to go ahead and end the episode there. Thanks for coming along and listening to us play some Dungeons & Dragons. We hope you had a good time. And join us next time with Defenders of the Veil as we try to find dragons to slay.
Hi, this is Mallory. I do the voice of Robbie John, and I wanted to say thank you for joining us for another episode of Defenders of the Veil. If you would like to hear more of Defenders of the Veil, you can find us at Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, and pretty much anything else that plays podcasts. You can also find us on Twitter at Defenders Veil and Facebook, Defenders of the Veil. Our episodes come out weekly, and we would love for you to share us with your friends. We hope that you will join us again soon. Thanks again.
He takes out he opens up a bag of holding, and he brings a few things out. It's a baby. He brings a few things out, and
he brings a baby out the bag of holding?
I'm sorry, I was distracted. Mallory's got a beautiful baby over there, and she moves the camera so I can see the baby better. And the baby's still chubby cheeks are cute. Leave me alone. I'm a sucker for little people who don't have opinions yet.
What the heck?
All right,
So that's why you like Ren so much.
No, Ren's got a lot of opinions. First of all, he's little. Dude's got
What's
so
happening
many.
here?
That's a little person who he does not care for the opinions of. Important difference.
Similar. Anyway,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Brett.
Break doesn't sound like that all the time, so I got confused.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's a little bit more like
Are
a
you
bit
kidding?
more
Are you-
like I don't know what was the word, but like not that like gravel voice. It's like that, but like more kiddish, like a kid.
Are you
with-
kidding?
with
Breck,
rap.
Breck is the most consistent voice that Ricky has done through the entirety of this thing.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
I
Okay,
thank
okay,
you.
never
I'm
mind. That's
also
my
insulted, but
my
thank
brain.
you.
Look, if anyone should know, it's Ron. He hears all.
That was Grok going supernova, by the way. That's the most damage I can output in one round.
It's Super Saiyan.
And it's still half of what Sue did.
Yeah, and it's still
Crazy
half what I
damage.
did.
There are a few builds out there which are ridiculously broken. And like Rick said, he made this character because I was like, hey, this is because we talked about the false Hydra. Said, hey man, I want you to sacrifice your character for the false Hydra. Kind of gave him the rough draft of the story, and he was like, yeah, that sounds cool. And I was like, in reward, why don't you build this class? It's got Bard, it's got all this stuff, it's ridiculously overpowered. He saw the video, he was like, oh my god, that is overpowered. And as you see, it's overpowered.
Wait, do we have free bards?
See, the build that I did I saw it on YouTube. It's called Surge Mage. It's you take 2 spells that are broken when you combine them. Use Action Surge to cast them at something in the same round, such as you cast Faithful Hounds right here, and you put that fire giant in a wall of force, and you stand around for however long it takes for Faithful Hounds to eat the fire giant, and the fire giant can't do anything about it.
What the heck?
3 bards, not 1 inspiration given.
We're busy. You guys don't need inspiring.
Yeah, we were busy.
You guys got this.
We used some inspiration, and an inspiration die made a difference in 70 damage or not.
That's true.
All right, now that Ron's gone, guys, let's play the real game. We've been killing time this whole time. Now we bust out the real D&D characters that we play, and we can play without that jerk.
Now we're doing Shadowrun.
Now we're playing Shadowrun. That's it.
Yeah.
So I pull out my laser pistol.
Yeah. I summon like a rat or something. I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
I'm the rat king.
Yeah, exactly. Ricky, did you see my question in chat, by the way?
Yeah, I ignored it on purpose. You can bring your Griffin if you want.
Don't ignore my Griffin. He's a good boy. I haven't named him. Oh, no, I'll name him Breck. There we go.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Can I bring my Iron Golem?
You can bring a picture of an Iron Golem.
Oh, wait, no. This is what you do. You should have brought 8 tiny drawings of Iron Golems, and then you can animate them.
That's a hilariously awesome idea.
Can Robbie John bring the Grub Goblin along?
For snacks as we go.
You mean the gnome?
The Grub Goblin.
When we get back to the Vale, I'm going to have 8 tiny Iron Golem statues made.
There you go.
Carved out of wood, and I will be animating those from now on.
Little army men.
I'll have little army men.
Is it a Grub Goblin or a Grub Gnome?
A gnome.
It's kind of racist, though. Just because he's small. Why, he's a goblin now?
All she sees is food, so she's okay.
You know what? That's honestly it. It's pretty much little arms underneath a giant tray. And then all you see are legs and just food piled up on the tray.
Oh, that's fair.
It's like an IRL dream come true.
All right, guys. I see Ron's there, so I can make him say, how do you feel about the session? It's a little different.
It's fun.
Oh, hi, Ron.
That was great because you shrugged, and as you were about to talk, I put a coffee mug in front of my face so I didn't see you, and then I heard Ren's voice. I was very confused for a few seconds, but it was worth it. Yeah, I like it. I've been trying to focus on some things with last session and this session, kind of, before I start murdering you guys again wholesale.
So I'm just having a difficult because I'm trying to come up with a good name for the kids. Something like I don't want it to have the word scouts in it though. I want it to be like warden or watcher or guardian or something like that. Let's see, like troopers. I don't know.
The warden watchers.
Nah, but they're like my
Troopers
little
of the
scouts.
Vale.
I was like kid defenders or something.
They all get superhero badges.
Tree troops.
I got something. The little shit that fellows run all over the place all the time when he's in town.
The Ugly Ducklings.
Ooh.
What about like the Explorers of the Vale?
The Little Defenders.
The Little Defenders. But Explorers of the Vale has something.
Is that our spin-off cartoon?
The Mighty Ducks.
It's like that Rock Lee cartoon for Naruto.
Nah.
It's like our Muppet Babies spin-off.
Gosh, It is our Muppet Baby spinoff.
Yo, when do we get Toonatics spinoff though? Hang on, wait a second. When do we get Go to the Future?
You want to go to the future, dystopian or what?
Well, judging,
We've already went to the future whenever we saw the paintings that Basil already drew.
Question is which Basil?
Did we get any information on that?
No, That's still something that we're trying to figure out.
They're Roland's Naturals.
Yeah. Yeah. Roland's what? Say it again.
Roland's Naturals. RNs for short.
They should be Roland's Intrepid Natural so that they can also be Rin.
No.
Rin has successfully implemented a spy network which uses its abilities for the greater good. Right? As irritable and grumpy as the tiny little halfling is, he has worked and done diligent work to bring together a spy network which gives information or acts on information at the right times to make and prevent civil uprisings and slave trading and all sorts of bad things, other cultist groups. And it brings us down using information, dropping off, identifying people who shouldn't be identified, things like that. Grok is blowing shit up, man. He's blowing shit up. He's teaching other people how to blow shit up too. Scandle's kind of a creep. He's working on some side hustles.
Who is a creep?
Oh, Scandle's kind of a creep. Scandle's kind of a creep. He's working on some side hustles. Whatever.
How's that church here, Robbie John?